almost on every single private money deal, I pay them a little bit more. I've literally had guys go, Mike, man, you overpaid me on this. I'm like, no, you're good. Because I want those guys coming back to me anytime. And it's got to the point now with like my private money guys, I get a project, I shoot them a text. Hey, I need 50K for this project. We don't even draft up paperwork. Hey man, I'll drop off the cash or I'll write you a check because I've just stuck to my word. I think the basic business principles, just do what you say you're going to do and provide that value. And for them, the value is they don't have to spend any of their time, right? So imagine sitting around, you drop, because what's the money going to do in the bank? You've got $50,000, $100,000 in the bank. Next month, that $50,000 to $100,000 is really losing value due to inflation, right? Yeah. So if you could take that money and put it into a project that's backed by real estate and increase that value by 15%, it's almost a no-brainer. So I've got probably 10, 12 guys now that lend me money on all my projects. I use hard money on the more expensive deals for the majority of the cost, but then I'll gap fund it and, take care of it that way. But it's been fun, man. It's been really fun. This is a very exciting business, and you can completely change your life within a couple of years.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and can you say it with me? I'm excited. I really am. I'm really excited to be here today. I'm really excited about the person that I have on, man. We just have great conversation with great people, and today is not going to be any different. And so, man, I have somebody who's making big moves in the construction renovation space. Man, this guy, man, just talking to him, man, this guy is the real deal. He has created something out of nothing. And hopefully I'm not talking out of turn, but this guy has really created something. And I'm just excited for him to talk to you about what he do, so you can see things from his lens, from his perspective. Maybe he'll give us a little bit about his background and his story. But I'm just excited to have with us today Mr. Mike Larson. How are you feeling today, sir?
Man, that was the best introduction ever. Thank you.
Come on, bro. Listen.
That was money.
Okay. Good. Because I was like, man, hopefully I ain't speaking out of turn. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I love your story, man. I just love everything you stand for, brother. And so, man, I'm just excited to have you here, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Truly appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. And so, I don't want to limit where you are. I know I said construction, renovation. I know we talked about that, but, man, I know you're a man rich with experience and overcoming things. And so I know our listeners are going to love your approach to things and the way you think. And so, man, I want to dive in, and I just want to ask you, man, of course, people, they don't know you. They're getting familiar with you and what your world is and what you do. So if you don't mind, man, tell the people what's your main focus these days And if you don't mind, tell them what markets you're operating in as well.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yes, sir. So I'm the owner of Cash Offer Carolinas. I reside in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but primarily fix and flip in North Carolina. So we're in several different markets, including Brunswick County, Pender County, New Hanover, Wake, Wayne, and Johnston. So I grew up in Johnson County, North Carolina, east of Raleigh. So those areas I just knew better. Kind of knew that. I haven't been in the game long, but I just understood that area, right? We primarily fix and flip. We do wholesale some properties. We talked a little bit about it, but I've niched down, exactly what I'm buying. Where when I got into the market, I thought, you can just take down, whatever your builds. And I've kind of niched down like the specific houses I want to fix and flip. So I stay within that 1990 or newer, typically 3.2s. And I do a lot of my stuff in the sub 300K mark. I try and look at a market and I'll look at the median value of whatever that county is, and I want to stay below it because I want to go after the houses that are more suited for like first time homeowners, right? So you've just got a larger buyer pool. Therefore, you're going to be able to sell it a lot quicker. Over the past few months, we have got into new construction also, and we're kind of going the opposite end of that. We're going more luxury style on the new construction and around these coastal towns. We've got them in Southport, primarily focused on Brunswick County.
I love it, man. I mean, I was talking to you, man, and word on the street, man, is that you just bring value to everybody in the game, man. Like when they get with you, they keep coming back because you know how to add value to everyone around you. You didn't strike me like a selfish guy, but when I hear that type of stuff, you just want to make sure everybody around you win. Do I have that correct, man?
100%. I think that is probably the strongest quality we have. Be it you need help with raising private money, you need help finding deals. It depends on where you are in this business, right? And I just find a way to bring that value to that person. A lot of people coming into the game, like when I got in, man, I had no money whatsoever. I had no clue what I was doing, but I was a hustler. And I figured it out and just realized like, man, the more people you can make money for, the more money you're going to make. Right. Mm-hmm. So I just started reaching out, like, let's just say for raising private money. Right. A lot of the guys I went to the gym with, I'd go find a deal and say, hey, look, I know most people are paying 10, 12% interest on money. I'll pay you 15 or 20%. And I just made sure that they got paid back. They made their money. And typically, I almost on every single private money deal, I pay them a little bit more. I've literally had guys go, Mike, man, you overpaid me on this. I'm like, no, you're good. Because I want those guys coming back to me anytime. And it's got to the point now with like my private money guys, I get a project, I shoot them a text. Hey, I need 50K for this project. We don't even draft up paperwork. Hey man, I'll drop off the cash or I'll write you a check because I've just stuck to my word. I think basic business principles, just do what you say you're going to do and provide that value. And for them, the value is they don't have to spend any of their time, right? So imagine sitting around, you drop, because what's the money going to do in the bank? You've got $50,000, $100,000 in the bank. Next month, that $50,000 to $100,000 is really losing value due to inflation, right? Yeah. So if you could take that money and put it into a project that's backed by real estate and increase that value by 15%, it's almost a no-brainer, So I've got probably 10, 12 guys now that lend me money on all my projects. I use hard money on the more expensive deals for the majority of the cost, but then I'll gap fund it and, take care of it that way. But it's been fun, man. It's been really fun. This is a very exciting business, and you can completely change your life within a couple of years.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
If you're hustling,
Yeah, man. Mike, what I love about you and talking to you is just how focused you are, man. Now, I've been listening to you intently, man. And one of the things that you said, man, you was like, listen, keep it small, keep it all. You talked about niching down,
That's right.
and so, of course, it's not always easy in this climate, So what's been the key to you keeping that machine that you're running smoothly? What's been the key to that?
Yeah, not getting shiny object syndrome. That was an issue I had in 2024. In this business, there's so many different avenues that you can make money. You've got rentals, you've got multifamily, you've got creative deals, you've got so many different avenues. So you'll see things and go, oh, well, I want to try that, because it's hard, man. This business is hard. It's hard to find deals. It's hard to raise money. It's hard to do all these things. So it can get discouraging at some points. But what you have to realize is that hard is what separates you from, becoming successful, right? You just you got to stick to it. And just over the past 2 years, I figured out what my niche was and just focused on that. Like, I'm not trying to go out and flip $1 million homes. I want to stay in that sub 300. That's my niche, right? Now, building, that's a different story. Now, I like building those houses, but I think staying focused on that one goal, and like to keep it small, keep it all. A lot of these, big gurus, you got your Eric Kleins, your Tiffany Highs, all these big time guys in the business that have large operations. I realized real fast that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do, like I said, a keep it small, keep it all type. It's just me, and then I've got a partner that he's in Poland that takes care of all of my back end operations, the outbound marketing, basically everything else besides what I'm doing to generate revenue. I focus on networking. I focus on finding the deals, raising capital for the deals, and he takes care of everything else. So I can focus on those tasks, the revenue generating tasks. And my ultimate vision is to have, maybe 4 people total. So I have a project manager. I'll have Ryan handling the back end and probably get him on some acquisitions and stuff like that. Then I'll have an acquisitions manager that takes care of all the inbound leads. He closes them. I go raise the money. And that model just makes more sense to me. I've got a friend out of Wilmington, Jason Bealey. He was hosted on the Bigger Pockets podcast. And once I met him, started seeing his operation, I was like, okay, that's exactly what I want to mimic. Like, it just made sense to me. And so that's been my whole focus for 2025. And it's paid off very well.
Man, man, I love all of this, man. I love your journey. I love you talking about and being honest about, hey, it get hard sometimes. You know, and every operator I know, there's a moment when things get real, right? When maybe a deal goes sideways or a time you have to pivot fast. You have any stories like that you want to share with us, Mike, that you can share with us when you had to pivot fast, brother?
Oh, 100%. I got my teeth kicked in last year. Yeah, so I bought a property, and initially, so I bought it for 292, and I I hired a GC. Well, he ended up not being a licensed GC. He pretended he was.
Uh-huh.
So we got into the project. He quoted me $70,000. I thought the property was going to sell like 500 plus, right? Because there was comps literally not even a quarter mile away. Almost an identical house sold for $545,000.
Mm.
But what I didn't realize is that area is very street by street. And that's why you got to get very familiar with your markets, right? If you're
Yeah.
doing it in counties you're not familiar with, you need to get a hold of agents or somebody else that's flipping in that area. Because if I would have called Jason, I would have never bought the house. But that street I was on was like not a good street.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
The street behind it was a great street. So you're looking online, you're like, oh, there's a house right here that sold for this price. This is a beautiful comp. I know I can get this number. Well, anyways, we get into the project. I fired him 2 weeks in. He sent me an $18,000 bill, and he sent me pictures where he had done a little bit, but only in the areas where the pictures were taken. And I go there and the rest of it's not done. So I fired him. I had problems getting contractors in there. And long story short, the $70,000 rehab turned into a $120,000 rehab. And it took me 8 months to finish it, which just should have been a 3-month turnaround easily. Then I listed on the market, crickets. I'm talking, we didn't get one showing, man. And I'm freaking out because I got a hard money loan on it for $315,000. I've got $70,000 of private money. I've got my money tied up in it. And so finally, this is crazy. So I go and get it appraised. It had to appraise at $490,000 in order to get the hard money loan out. It appraises at $425,000. I'm shitting a brick, man. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got to come out of pocket another 45 grand. And I didn't have, I had money in all these different projects. So I'm like, what do I do? So I look at that appraisal. I look at every other comp, and I was like, this appraisal's wrong. I called up the lender. I said, look, I want to get a second appraisal done. I'll pay for this second appraisal. I know this appraisal is low. Get another appraiser in there. It appraises at $490,000. I do a refinance, and then I find a lease tenant buyer, okay, to put $10,000 down, and then they're paying me monthly payments on the house. I still own the house, but they're paying me monthly payments, and they're going to buy it in 2 years because it wouldn't sell. I dropped the price down to like $440,000, and it still was just crickets. And I had $480,000 tied up in it. So luckily I'm going to be able to sell that house after 2 years, and they're paying the mortgage on it right now. So I was able to get out and just wash my hands clean of it because I got the hard money out, and then I paid back the private money lenders through another project. I made a good profit on that. So I was just like, whoop, paid them. They had no idea, no clue, anything. They got their interest. They were happy. I was sweating bullets, and I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm done with it. Lesson learned. And that's when I determined I'm never going to flip a 1955 house again.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Man, thank you, man. Thanks, Mike. Thank you for sharing that story, man. Thank you for your gift of your vulnerability, man. Like, for me, I love hearing stories like that. I love hearing people like you tell those type of stories because it lets me know you're not just somebody that's dabbling, right? You're somebody that's in this thing for the long term. And, and I love it. I love your focused approach. I love your overcoming mentality. And so thank you for sharing, man. I think, again, that's a testament to like who you are, man, at your core. And so I appreciate you, brother. Let me ask you this, man. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next? What's the next real goal for you, Mike?
So the new construction side, my goal is to get to where we're doing between 30 and 40 flips a year, probably by the end of the next year. But I also want to get into the new construction and go into luxury, small luxury. So we're talking 1,400 square feet, but they're selling, 325 to 350 range. I kind of stole that idea. I've got a coach. Obviously, I always get coaches first in the new construction game. And he's doing that business model out in Charlotte and having a ton of success. So I want to bring that to the Myrtle Beach, Brunswick County area. And then eventually I want to get into the like oceanfront properties and stuff like that. But that's probably 2 years down the road. And of course, scale the flipping operation and get to a point where I can just kind of step back, have my project manager run the jobs, and I focus solely on like the networking, getting more people involved. And then we're actually starting an education space too. So I partnered with a good friend of mine out of Arizona. He's a flipper there. He built a 7-figure net worth in his first 3 years flipping. And he and I hit it off back in 2023. And over the past 3-4 months, we've been working on putting together this project. And yeah, because we see a lot of, we've been a part of a lot of these coaching communities, and they don't really focus on the ins and outs of actually flipping, right? But we're trying to market more towards like not so much you quit your job and go into fix and flipping full time. It's more like, hey, I got a decent job, making decent money, but I'd like to make an extra 50, 100K a year, and teaching those people like you can do that and flipping very easily, you know. Or maybe people that just don't have a ton of money. We can teach them how to raise the money. We can teach them how to run the project. We teach them A to Z, everything you need to do, and kind of be like us. We both, once we discovered this business, we quit our jobs and went full force. But some people may not want to, or they may have, I'm not married. I don't have kids, so I don't have the responsibility or the fear of like messing up and my kids not having something. Like I can go all the way because it's just me. I have a very high risk tolerance because I could live in a box if I had to. I have no fear whatsoever. Like I know that I can be successful in this business, and I want to teach people the right way, how to do it, how to not get that shiny object syndrome. Don't buy into a lot of the internet fluff. Because I'm a very relatable person. I'm not some big time guru. I'm not this, the Andy Elliott's of the world or whatever. I'm just a dude, man. I'm just a guy from Myrtle Beach. And I'm hoping people will relate to that and just see like, he's a good old boy, but he knows how to make a little bit of money, in this business.
Absolutely. Mike, there's no doubt in my mind they relate to you, brother, because I relate to you, man. 5 minutes to our conversation, I was like, oh, yeah, this my brother just from another mother, man. So I know they relate to you, brother. And I love it, man. I love the moves you're making, thinking about new construction, bringing it to Myrtle Beach and Brunswick, man. Like, I absolutely love it. And I'm sure you know this. The next move, it could either compound things or create total chaos, depending on how you play it, right? But
Yes,
but I love it. You're making the moves. You said you're fearless, and I know you're fearless, brother. I can feel it. I can sense it. And I love how you talked about relationships and making connections. And so, people that's listening to this, they're either, you know, early in their journey or they're looking to level up. And I really think it'll benefit them hearing this from you. When it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you?
Oh, networking's made me the most money out of anything in this business. Literally going and meeting people and shaking hands. That's the game changer. You're literally one connection away from making that $1 million deal, or that $100,000 deal. Because in this business, you've got wholesalers that can send you deals. You got realtors that can send you deals. And what's a deal to me might not be a deal to you, or vice versa. I went to a meetup in Wilmington, North Carolina last night, and we were talking about that too. Those guys buy certain properties that I don't buy, so I can wholesale to them. They can make money. This business is a collaboration business. There shouldn't be any competition. I don't look at any of these guys as competition. We can all collaborate and make way more money together. One of the reason I've been able to scale this year more is I found another flipper, and I go out and find the deals. He funds them all, so I literally don't have to worry about money. I just go out there, get the deal. All right, cool. I got it taken care of because he understands the numbers. And that's something I want to continue to work on. It's the reason I wanted to come on here and meet you and meet more people that you influence and just do more deals together. There's so much business to be done. And the more people and the better you treat these people, the more money you're going to make.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
No brainer, man. I love it, man. I love it. You're absolutely right. Right. Relationships are everything in this space. You value them. I value them, and so, man, I just want to thank you again, Mike, for just being with us. And listen, before we wrap, man, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, maybe collaborate with you, learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Definitely on Instagram at Larson Buys Houses. So that's my last name, Buys Houses.
Love it. I love it. Well, listen, Mike, man, brother, just thank you, man. I listen. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your perspective and your story. We definitely need more people in this space that's doing it like you doing it, man. And so, thank you so much, man, for joining us today. Just being transparent, authentic, and just sharing your perspective, man. I really appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Truly.
Absolutely. And listen, for those you tuning in, listen, if you got value from this conversation, you got to make sure you are subscribed. Man, we have great people coming up, just like my man, Mr. Mike Larson here. So you do not want to miss out on these conversations. So, Mike, I thank you again. And for those that's tuning in, we'll see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.